Player, there's lots of big names on show, and kickoff is coming up.
Bet365. Everything you'll ever need to bet on sport. Match live. Bet builder. Alerts. Lot. But don't just take our word for it. See for yourself at the world's favourite online betting company. Please, gamble responsibly.
When did the word free stop meaning free? Free if, free when, free but, free-ish. It's so confusing. It's time we started to see things more clearly. Why shouldn't we expect free to really mean free and to come with a choice? Confused.com rewards. Choose one free with your car or home insurance.
New Sure Advantage Protection offers you double the protection at 72 hours, outlasting the leading antiperspirant and giving you the confidence you need to take on every challenge. Our best ever protection in an aerosol. Sure Advantage Protection. It won't let you down.
Stuck out the office? How many customers are you missing?
That's 3 calls now, Jim. Just call another company.
Hi gives your business flexibility. Take your calls on your mobile, laptop, or simply take your Hi home with full business functionality as if you're sat in the office. Never miss a customer call again. Give your business flexibility today.
Hi Jim, how can I help?
Visit hihi.co.uk.
Take a picture, think you wear a wrong size, cause them clothes don't fit you. Could you possibly accept the possibility that when the hedge is low, you can jump to the side and scream, hey, missy, would you still hold and kiss me? If I didn't have a car, nice clothes, would you miss me? If I suddenly, tragically, absolutely, radically said, you keep failing cause you're high aiming. No one said your journey would be smooth. Go ahead!
What's the Wi-Fi password? Back up! Hey, is that good?
Welcome back. Teams about to make their entrance at the Olympic Stadium in Rome. Officials ready, as you can see. Napoli taking on Juventus for this year's first big showpiece occasion since the restart of European football. Perhaps gives us a chance before we see the players emerge at the Olympico. Steve McManaman and James Horncastle to talk about you-know-who, CR7. James, who played rather more centrally than I was expecting on Friday night and didn't really hit his stride. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think that's entirely fair. Gigi Donnarumma saved it if you look back on it, but other than that, out of sorts. And I think even though Cristiano scored 21 goals this season and matched the Serie A record for scoring in 11 consecutive games, Juventus lack presence in the penalty area. They miss a centre-forward who can really physically impose themselves on opposition defenders, particularly now that Mario Mandzukic is gone. And to some extent, it's a little bit too easy for defenders to come up against the likes of Paulo Dybala, who likes to come short and play as a 10, Cristiano Ronaldo, who starts usually out wide. And that's one of the reasons why Juventus games this season have been very, very close. And that always gives the opponents a chance to maybe sneak something.
Now, the teams, I'm sure, once the officials are out, will come out separately. That seems to be the way of things at the moment, obviously with the protocols in place. But in terms of how the two teams might both line up and play, Mac. And Napoli look very much like a team under Gattuso that will sit and break, and Juve presumably will play the kind of game that they didn't perfect, but normally do try and be patient, keep the ball, and eventually find a way.
Yeah, you would expect Juve to have the ball, you dominate possession. It's just whether they can be a little bit more cutting edge than they normally are. They'll be hard to break down, Napoli, we know that. And they will want to counter-attack with the pace that they have going forward. And they'll have to be careful. But I think it's just who's got the more clinical players. Will Ronaldo turn up tonight? Because I agree, they were a bit soft against Milan. Him and Dybala dropped so deep and they weren't effective enough. And that'll have to change tonight if they're going to get past this very sturdy Napoli side.
Yeah, he does like a final, it's fair to say, Cristiano Ronaldo. I think this is...
yes, he does.
his 32nd final of an illustrious career. He scored 19 goals in the 19 finals that he's won, so he does know his way around a trophy. I think that's fair to say. Interesting, though, James, also that Fabian Ruiz is fit enough and picked to start. That might suggest that Napoli are prepared to play a little bit more than they did against Inter on Saturday, albeit obviously in the circumstances of that 1-0 lead from the first leg.
Yeah, I think Fabian's a player that Maka will like a lot. I mean, he was instrumental in Spain's under-21s winning the European Championship, which was held in Italy in the summer. He's been linked with Real Madrid and Barcelona. He can play everywhere, and to some extent that was a bit of a problem when he was playing under Carlo Ancelotti, because Ancelotti used to play him left of midfield, right of midfield, in front of the defence, whereas Gattuso's just simplified. He says, you know what, you want to play on the right side of midfield, you play there. And he's been pulling the strings for them. And this Napoli midfield looks a lot better now that it's got him, Diego Demme, who they signed from Leipzig in January, and Peter Zielinski. It's got a good mix of kind of grit, but also skill.
Well, obviously an illustrious guest watching on with interest, the now Italian national manager Roberto Mancini in the stands. He's allowed in. Aaron Ramsey, as you might have glimpsed amongst those Juventus substitutes. As ever, Sky and BT TV customers can get all Bundesliga and Coppa Italia games on the BT Sport app and via the website btsport.com. More from James and Steve at half-time. So let's catch up with our commentator for the final of the 2020 Coppa Italia at the Olympic Stadium in Rome. A very good evening to Adam Somerton.
Good evening, Matt. Good evening, everyone. So old foes meet again. This is a game that's captured a nation's attention, staged in the eternal city of Rome. And it has the feel of a truly modern Classico, this game, a special fixture at any time. But tonight there is silverware to be won. Napoli against Juventus, as the Napoli skipper Lorenzo Insigne prepares to lead out Napoli. The Juventus substitutes already have taken their places on the bench, and here comes Leonardo Bonucci. The two best teams in Serie A last season, now they contest the cup final. Juventus sometimes pragmatic, yet nearly always ruthless. They are serial winners. Napoli for several years, Italy's great entertainers. Now under Gattuso, they are seeking to marry style with substance. The first major trophy since 2014 would be tangible proof of their progress under Gattuso, who only took over at the end of last year. Juve's first trophy under Sarri might start to persuade the many doubters. In his 30th major honour tonight. What is the 10th birthday of his son Cristiano Jr. Dries Mertens has today signed a new contract with Napoli, and until 2022.
Signore e signori, in occasione della finale di Coppa Italia Coca-Cola 2019-2020, Sergio Silvestre canta l'inno nazionale.
Fratelli d'Italia, l'Italia se desta Fratelli d'Italia, l'Italia se desta, dell'elmo di Scipio si cinta la testa, dov'è la di Roma e Dio la creò, stringiam già corte, siamo pronta alla morte. Sono pronta alla morte, l'Italia chiamò. Stringiam già corte, siamo pronta alla morte, siamo pronta alla morte, l'Italia chiamò. Sì!
Oh, how beautiful was that? An absolutely fantastic rendition of the Italian national anthem. Our referee tonight, with the two skippers here, Daniele Doveri, the first major final of his career at 42 years of age, even though he's been a Serie A referee for a decade now. Made his top flight debut in March of 2010. Massimiliano Irati, by the way, will be in charge of VAR this evening. Gennaro Gattuso has made 4 changes to the Napoli 11 that began Saturday's semi-final second leg against Inter. David Ospina is suspended after a booking in that game and replaced. All recalled too, as Husai, Elmas and Politano moved to the bench. Maurizio Sarri is still without Meri Demiral, Giorgio Chiellini and former Napoli striker Gonzalo Higuain through injury, although Aaron Ramsey is now fit enough for a place on the bench. One change to the 11 that started on Friday against Milan. Juan Cuadrado, a 3-time winner of the Coppa Italia, recorded at the expense of Danilo. As we saw before both semi-finals, a poignant minute's silence to commemorate all the victims of the coronavirus pandemic. Well, this is a fixture with global appeal these days, but which resonates most in the cities of Naples and Turin. North meets south. Napoli against Juventus to decide who wins the 73rd Coppa Italia. What a big day for that man, up against the club from the city of his birth, grew up supporting Napoli, coached them with distinction, now seeks to win his first major honour against Napoli. Gennaro Gattuso seeking his first silverware as a coach. Gattuso was in charge of the Milan side, beaten 4-0 by Juventus in the 2018 final. Both these sides have won 3 previous ties to reach the Coppa Italia final. Juventus have beaten Udinese, Roma and saw off Milan on away goals after a 1-1 draw in their semi-final. Napoli have seen off Perugia, Lazio and Inter. So the 73rd Coppa Italia final underway. Napoli against Juventus in Rome. It is a star-studded cast list, and we have all manner of possibilities ahead of us this evening. You'll notice the empty stands of the Olimpico filled with something of a light show. Digital supporters, as they're being called, a fan choreography. Early involvement here for Meret, back in the side, making his first appearance in this competition this season with Ospina suspended. Mario Rui. Koulibaly. Di Lorenzo. Koulibaly. Ball intended for Mertens, but intercepted by Miralem Pjanic, who's kept his place in the Juventus side tonight, despite a lot of speculation that he would lose it. Again, was rather lacklustre, Pjanic, by his standards in that game on Friday night against Milan. Had been struggling for a while prior to the season suspension. Alexandra, in his 5th season now with Juventus, back to Bonucci. Miralem Pjanic. Cristiano Ronaldo, so often man for the biggest